Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so today we're doing the tier list for December, kind of it. December mid-month, basically. We don't have mid-month yet, you know what I mean. But I'm not gonna lie, I already recorded a little bit of this, and then I completely forgot. I forgot Robert, I forgot Basby, I forgot the entire Christmas banner. I basically only had end of month October, so I'm very glad I caught that very early on. I will also be doing the 2000 Boa Resurrections. I don't think I did the Yama one with Chodoro and Izuru, and then I definitely obviously did not do the most recent one with Masaki, Ishin, and Ryukin. So I will be doing them. If I already did the Chodoro, well, that sucks. And also, BBS Simulator isn't updating anymore. I don't know if the person isn't doing it anymore or whatnot. So some of the artwork is a bit edited because it's done by me. So it's not going to be as good, obviously. Like, for example, Tech. Big Rob. If you look at him, like, I feel like it might be a little off. And you know, you can, I can already tell that the stars are a little bit different too, you know. So, you know, it's going to be a little bit diff. It's going to be a little diff. And then for the resurrections as well, I'm going to basically have to go off memory. Because, I'm not going to lie, they aren't updating resurrection characters on theirs either. So, you know, it's going to be rough. This is a tier list based off mainly PVE. PvP, I don't really do a tier list for unless we get a big unit. Like when I did one for Sajin. When I'll do one for end of year when we get a Brave Battle character around then. But until then, there's no point. I just have them ranked at the bottom. So that way you kind of get a gist of what PvP characters are. Or where they rank, and then the rest of it is just PvE. Guild Quest, Lemon Breaker Quest, and IT, because that's literally the only place you realistically ever use these characters. So, yeah, let's just hop in. Big Chodoro is first, and basically, he's just a good link. He's got a good link. He's got increased status on chance against Mind Attribute Soul Reapers. That's kind of annoying. I believe they buffed his Berserker a little bit, and I'm not going to lie, I don't even know what else they did besides that, but they gave him a good soul trait, so I'm going to put him basically up around here, you know, up right next to him now. Didn't realize she was that low. Move that guy down too. Also, another thing, I also forgot, Byakuya is higher. Byakuya is higher. You can still fight Toshi, Ichigo, I don't really care, second or third, these ones or whatever, but Byakuya I definitely think is number one. Been using him a bit more, and yeah, that was a mistake on my part, putting True Shikai above Byakuya. It was probably because I was going 5-5 Byakuya or Ichigo versus a 2-5 Byakuya. So yeah, but the rest I think I'm pretty set on. Yeah. And we only got one new character for Heart as well, so you know, it's whatever. Also, while I was editing, quick side note, the 10 year later Ichigo and Rukia, they're not going to be in here obviously. I have yet to be able to showcase them as resurrected characters because it was only data mined. So obviously they're not in here. I just had to bring that up. So that'll be for next month. So yeah, that's it. Enjoy. Alright, so this is how we'll actually do Resurrection from now on, I guess. Unless they start updating it again, I'll just compare it on this screen. So for Masaki, she ended up getting a 20% normal attack damage boost when she is at full stamina, which is pretty good. Probably the best guild quest, or like trait for a guild quest. And then for her innate abilities, did she end up picking up anything? She ended up getting Long Reach. Long Reach ended up moving here or getting added. Bruiser went up by 20. No, that's probably because of the... Never mind. That is... No, that's extra. She got an extra 20% Bruiser. This is already calculated. And then she got Multi-Barrier. And I believe that is it. I don't see Boost. So, yes, she did not end up picking up Boost. So, she got a little bit more Bruiser, essentially. And Long Reach, and then she ended up getting Multi-Barrier. So unfortunately she did not get the boost, so I have to imagine they're probably going to try to sell you a booster for this GQ, unless we already have one. I honestly can't remember. But I think she's fine. Like she's fine. Like I think she's still good. She's still like in the same range like S, like where all the other NAD units are for guild quests in my tier list. You know, they're just all right around here that are kind of outdated, and then we have like a Kaku and whatnot at the top for like normal attack damagers. He's not a booster, but you know what I mean, like a good NAD side. These ones are a bit older, so they're not as good, but they're still very, very good options for a side in guild quest. But that's essentially the only place you'll use them, and I guess autoing point event and stuff like that. But like, I'm not gonna take that into account. You know, it's kind of whatever. And yet again. Another NAD character. We're moving on to Saruchi. I almost forget her name. I almost said Ikaku. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I guess I probably could, because she's literally for the same guild quest. I'm pretty sure it's Ranged Squad 0 Killer, but she has the plus, Ranged Squad 0 Killer plus. Alright, so yeah, she is for the Ranged Squad 0 plus guild quest. She has a normal attack damage of 35% for her soul trait, and then she has no status elements on any of her strong attacks, but she has an SA2 shield and a heal, which honestly in guild quest I think is pretty cool. Obviously though, I think a team boost would have been better. I don't remember the team booster for this phase, but I know Ikaku is not it, and he definitely, you know, could have been changed out for this Saruchi. She has half stamina only, decreased damage taken by this 50%, which is kind of mediocre in guild quest, I'm not gonna lie. And then team party, heart attribute, character, normal attack damage plus 20%, a bruiser value of 50%, flurry plus 1 or plus 2 in guild quest, freeze duration, heal plus 30%, killer effect plus 30 or plus 50 in GQ, medic, multi-barrier plus 2, she has poise, range damage plus 10 or plus 30 in GQ, and then she has guard break, long reach, and sprinter plus 1. So yes, you can use her outside of guild quest. You know, she has everything that you need. She has good damage, she has guard break, etc, etc. But as for like an overall meta standpoint character, I mean, she's probably just like up around here, you know, like literally right next to Kensei. Like I think she's literally the exact same character as Kensei, but I believe she has heal. So actually, I would probably put her below Kensei, because I believe he has a boost and she does not. So I guess I'll put her, yeah, just slightly below. She's good, but I also believe she has range collision on her nad string, so it like pushes enemies away. Unlike where Ikaku, he just does damage, and doesn't like push any enemy away realistically. I believe, but I mean that's roughly where it is. Obviously, you know, you have some changes, you have some gripes, you know, let me know in the comments, you know, maybe there's a big thing that I'm missing. And also, guys, my tier list resets almost every month. I don't know why. So if A tier is messed up, it's because I got lazy, and, you know, they're just everywhere at this point, because I don't care about A tier at this point. You're never using any of these characters. Yeah, that is heart. Onto the next attribute, technique. Alright, so we have 3 characters, 1 resurrection, and 2 brand new characters. And so we are going to start off with the 1000-year Blood War Yamamoto resurrection. I believe all he ended up actually getting was a small buff to his berserker, and then just basically 20% more damage to burning enemies, like 20%, and then 40% more damage to burning enemies on his skills of 20s in his soul trait. And then I want to say that's it. Because I believe he basically had everything else. Did he get guard break? He might have also gotten guard break. He also might have gotten that. But like, you know, still only Frenzy 1, 60% berserker. That's pretty much it. Like, I mean, would he be up in S tier? Would he be? I don't think he's better than Artwork Ichigo still, and that's like the lowest bar I have. So maybe you guys can argue him best, but I think he's like basically like around Stark, because I believe Stark got a better resurrection than him, especially because of the soul trait. Like the soul trait is just so mediocre. Like he definitely could have gone with a better soul trait. Like even just full stamina would have been better, because like I think there's like 2 or 3 actual full stamina damage links. So I mean, more wouldn't have been terrible, especially if they did like a 20 or 25% full stam. Obviously, it's not gonna be 25. You know, it's usually lower, but like, you know, they could have upped the bar a little bit. I don't know, but yeah, nothing to write home about. But you know, he still looks cool. So if you like the Yama, you can still use him at least. I will say that. As for the next character, Giselle, probably one of my favorite characters of this year. Giselle is a ranged Soul Reaper killer. Strong attack recharge time minus 14% as her soul trait. And then she has the new status element called Dominate, where whenever you inflict Dominate on an enemy, it deals damage to themselves if they're the only one on the map, or that enemy that gets inflicted by Dominate attacks other enemies on the map. And cannot damage you, which I think is a really cool and interesting status element. The only gripe I will say is that in epic raids, you can't inflict Dominate. I feel like you should at least be able to inflict it, but then they just make it so it does no damage, so that way you can at least proc your status element boost, or your SP boost, so that way you can at least do damage, because she's an SP-based character. But, you know. As for her skills, she has the Team Party Technique attribute, Character, damage to status ailment affected enemies of 30%. So she's going to be boosting any team that's or any character in the game that is a technique attribute, and whenever somebody inflicts a status ailment, that person does more damage. Berserker of 60%, bombardment +1, a bruiser value of 40%, which is like probably like the only bad skill that she has, but like, you know, when an enemy is at 1 HP and you gotta hit it, you know, and use your NAD string, that way you save a strong attack in Limit Breaker quest, you know? Damage to dominated enemies of 100%, which is insane. A debilitator value of 7, or a debilitator of 7 seconds. Frenzy +2, increased status summon chance against Soul Reapers +10%. Sharpshooter, an SP boost of 80%, and weaken defense. On top of that, her innate skills is Havoc with 20%, Paralysis duration minus 100%, and Sprinter +1. And also she has a pretty good strong attack kit. It's like a shotgun wide attack, kinda her SA1 with a pretty good range. SA2 is a 60% magnification with a 750 radius. Okay, that's what it is. And then SA3 is a full screen. So honestly, I think she's fighting Shinji for second, and I think she is second, but obviously in epic grades, I feel like Shinji's just gonna be better. But in Guild Quest, I just think that Giselle is just better. I don't think, you know, obviously I don't think she's close to Grammy. I think Grammy is just way better, but I don't know. I prefer using Giselle over any technique character in the game. Obviously, you know, maybe it's biased. It could definitely be biased, but I think this is pretty good for SS in terms of tech. Man, do I drop down Tosh? I'm really close. Let me know if you guys think so. Should we drop down Ichigo and Tosh? Because, like, I don't use these characters anymore. I still use Ichibe and Limit Breaker, and you can still definitely use him in Guild Quest. But, like, Ichigo, sometimes I use him in Limit Breaker Quest if I'm just lacking any other character. And then Tosh, it's like, I never use this character because I just think his gauge is just too slow to build up. Like, obviously the mine is like 2.5, so you know that might hinder him. Aizen's just shit because he's like the best NAD unit. Once he gets dethroned, I might drop him, but at the moment, no. Alright, so we have Big Roberto. Very cool guy. He is a ranged, a Ronkar killer, normal attack damage character. He has a normal attack damage soul trait of 35%. He has an enemy defeated bonus, team party increased strong attack damage of 20% after you defeat 30 enemies. So it's like the Bagetsu link, but you have to kill 30 enemies first, which is 3 waves in Guild Quest. Kind of terrible. Maybe if it was 10 enemies, it would have been way better, but like having to get to past the 3rd wave before you even get the boost, yeah, no, just use the Magetsu link on like a terrible side, and that's usually what people do. It's just better. Innate skills, Sprinter +2, he has guard break, he also has dodge or rock hard damage, okay. So he can be used outside of Guild Quest, and he's ranged, which is what I usually like in a NAD character if I ever end up using one. So, you know, that's pretty good. He has a bruiser value of 85%. Remember, his soul trait, though, is 35%, so he just has, like, an extra 50 on top of his soul traits. Fire resistance of 100%. Flurry 1 in, or outside of Guild Quest, and then Flurry 2 in Guild Quest. He has long reach, increased ranged damage, except in some types, and then increased range damage in Guild Quest by 30%. He has the increased technique character attribute normal attack damage of 20%. And then he has the enhancer, poise, he has boosters, so whenever he does his SA2 boost, he increases your attack, focus, and defense by 43%. And it's enhanced, like the length of it is enhanced because of the enhancer. And then he has increased killer effect by 30 or plus 50 in Guild Quest. Also, he has an SA2 boost. Forgot to mention that he has no status summons as well. So, I mean, he's a good NAD unit. You know, he's run-of-the-mill, everyday NAD unit. Who is another NAD unit? Probably just drop him below Orihime. We haven't gotten many recent technique NAD units, I'm not gonna lie. Like the newest one besides these two. Oh, I guess Tendro. Besides these 3, I guess would be the Kaname, which is literally like a year ago at this point. Maybe it was even 2 years. It might have even been 2 years. I can't remember actually. So yeah, it's been a while since we've gotten some, but yeah, Orihime and Tendro, pretty good. Robert, I just don't think is as good as them. So yeah, that's pretty much it for tech. Obviously, you know, let me know. Maybe you have something that you want to move around. Anything in like A and B, though, by the way, I'm not even going to touch. That stuff is absolutely irrelevant, to be honest. You're never going to really be using these characters. On to the next attribute. Alright, so we got 4 new characters, well 3 new characters and 1 resurrection as in Ishin, and then 3 new characters with Mask, Zombie Bambietta, and the new Christmas Isane. So we're going to go over Ishin first. He's the only resurrected character, and basically all he ended up picking up was an extra 20% damage to burning enemies from the soul trait, 40% more berserker, which is actually pretty good. It's pretty good. And then he ended up picking up an extra 30% more burning enemies on his skills, and I believe that that is literally it. So he basically stays the same. I think I had him around A tier, somewhere around here. Let's just put him right there, I guess. He's not gonna do anything for you. I think he probably got one of the worst resurrections as of late for like 1000 or lower standard wise. Like he got more damage, like he got more berserker, but he has no increased chance or anything. Like I don't know, I just don't. It's whatever. It's a very mediocre resurrection, if I must say so myself. Unfortunate, but you know, character's still usable. You know, he's an A tier. I think they're still usable in A tier, so it is what it is. As for Mask, he is a new melee Sturmritter killer melee character. He has an SA2 boost, and then his soul trait is a normal attack damage plus 35%. He has the enhance and booster ability of 30%, so he gets the attack, defense, and focus bonus of 43%. He has a bruiser value of 70% on top of his soul trait. So that's 105% bruiser. That is crazy. Flurry plus 1 or plus 2 in Guild Quest. He has the killer effect plus 30 or plus 50 in GQ. Last hit survival, sure, I guess. Medic, and then melee damage plus 10 or plus 30 in GQ. Poise, and then weakened duration minus 100%. He also has guard break, long reach, and spiritual plus 1. As you can see, there's a bit of a pattern for these Guild Quest characters. Bit of a pattern. But yeah, I think he's just gonna go right up next to I think Candace. I think she also basically has like the exact same kind of stuff, but I think he just does more damage overall, just because he has higher values, I believe. Either way, it's like somewhere up here by these NAD characters. I think Nelia is just better because she can be used anywhere. She can be used in, you know, Limit Breaker if you really need to. Probably not though, but she can be in IT or Link Slot Trials, whatever it's called, and in Guild Quest. And she, you know, has barriers. She has she also has immunity, so you can use her in multiple phases, just like Orihime. So, you know, I just think that's why these characters are a bit higher than these characters, even though they are more of a damage dealing side. Now onto the next character, Zombietta, a very polarizing character, because I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to use this character anywhere outside of Guild Quest. I think she's a very subpar character outside of Guild Quest. Like, it's kind of baffling how mediocre it is. Like, in IT, it felt awful. In Limit Breaker Quest, it felt awful. Like, sometimes not even being able to one-shot, like, the little tiny mobs at 2-5 is awful. Like, if you have the focus slot, you should be one-shotting those little side guys. Obviously, the poison enemies, it makes sense, but my goodness, it's awful. So what do they do with this character? She's a speed character. She is the ranged Arankar Killer Plus. She has the strong attack recharge time minus 12% and damage to lacerated enemies plus 30% as her soul trait. Really cool that they're doing that just for regular characters. Hopefully they do that more, because I really like when they get the, you know, the strong attack damage plus 20%. I think it's just an extra way to squeeze in more skills, obviously, but hey, I'm never going to complain if they do that for more banners. Why not? Every end of month if they have one, I don't even care. Just be kind of cool. She also has burn and lacerate on all of her strong attacks, including her soul bomb. And then she ended up getting bruiser. No idea why. Like, this on Giselle was like, okay, whatever. You know, she still has all of her other skills, so it's fine. But this on Bambietta is revolting, considering she has no SP boost and no berserker. She has the bruiser of 30%, damage to burning enemies of 40%, damage to lacerated enemies of 70%, a debilitator of 2 seconds, devastation plus 50, frenzy plus 2 or plus 3 in GQ, increased status summon chance against the wrong cards, killer effect plus 30 or plus 50 in GQ. She has poise, range damage plus 10 or plus 30 in GQ, sharpshooter, and weakened defense. And on top of that, she has her innate skills where fire duration, havoc, and sprinter plus 1. Very GQ oriented character. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't know where I'm going to put her, because in Guild Quest, I do think she's better than these two, and then I think Kangdu, I think he is, or I think she's better than. I haven't used him in a hot minute. I don't know how he does in Nightmare. I don't think I've ever tested him in Nightmare. And in very hard Guild Quest, it was like 50-ish that I was able to get like 1.5, like, you know, 40, high 40s or low 50s, 1.5. So I'm like, I'm speculating here, because the thing is, Macy and Uryu can both be used outside of Guild Quest, but, you know, so can Bambietta, like, if she has the rules for her. So that's why I'm just like, I just don't know if she's actually lower than Macy and Uryu, you know? I feel like Kangdu is better. Obviously, Retsu and Hana. Obviously, Owetsu. Obviously, Kenny. Those three characters are insanely broken. Kangdu is also very, very good. But then it gets to Macy and Uryu, and I'm like, I don't know. I feel like she's better than them, but I wouldn't be like fighting if you say that she's worse than them, you know? I honestly don't know. I honestly don't really know. I do think she's better than these characters. Like, she still gets a very good score in Guild Quest, but I don't know. You guys let me know. You know, maybe you're like, no, she's way worse. She's down here. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I still think she's an SS character. You know, Guild Quest, she does fine. Limit Breaker, she can clear, like, she can do it. And then IT, obviously, you know, you still just have to kind of get lucky. Like, at least she has Frenzy 2. You know, at least she has Frenzy 2. 7th Anniversary Ichigo does not have Frenzy 2. That's why I dropped his ass to S tier. He's not good. He needs insane sides to clear. Or to clear fast. So, yeah, that is it for Bambi. You know, let me know. Maybe I'm wrong. On to Isane. Yet again, gotta pull up the BBS. Alright. It's Isane. Can't believe we have to have this conversation again, K-Lab. We said a power farmer. Okay, hear me. A power farmer. The red one? You know, the red. Maybe they thought blue was, you know, blue meant power. But no. We want the red one. We want this character to be red. Because, oh my god, how many good speed farmers do they have to give us? This is insane. We have Sanju, we have Tensa, we have... Is there anyone else? We got Eren Yarrow, we got Shuhei, we got Mila Rose. It's like, why are they overloading the speed attribute with farmers? I don't get it. We also have Akon too. I almost forgot about Bro. It's crazy. Like, honestly, I want to put this character in B, or what is it, B tier, just so I can be like, make this character power, and she's insane, but it is what it is. So Isane, probably my favorite character out of the banner, biased. She is a ranged, melee, my bad, melee hollow killer. Soul trait is crystal and jewel drop plus 30%. It's fine, it's whatever. She has drain on all of her strong attacks, pretty good, especially in epic to stay alive. Especially in the Bambietta one, that one is annoying. She has the enemy defeated bonus of defeat 20 enemies, you get team party increased movement speed of 20%. Defeat 40 enemies, you get the team party stamina recovery by 20%. Defeat 60 enemies, and you get the team party increased strong attack damage of 20%. So pretty good for just like clearing regular content. Obviously, like a Guild Quest or anything, this is dog like garbage, but this is a farmer, so obviously. Innate skills: sprinter +1, guard break and hit hidden enemies. She has havoc plus 20%, a berserker of 50%, reduced strong attack cooldown of 12%, complete status immunity, increased crystal and jewel drop by 30%, increased super potion link plus 10, increased potion links plus 5, and then increased power droplet drop of 30%, frenzy plus 2, debilitator plus 2 seconds, increased status ammo chance against power attribute enemies, damage to drain enemies of 40%, and an SP boost of 80%. So basically, she is the heart equivalent of Noitora, so I'm basically just going to be putting her in the exact same spot. Second place. I think Senjumaru is more consistent, because obviously she can just pierce Iron Skin and whatnot, but when Isane, when she does proc on the certain enemy, like the boss for example, that's mainly who you're wanting to be procking against in IT, then she's going to do a lot of damage. But, you know, she's just not as consistent. So I definitely think, obviously I don't have the character, so I haven't been able to play test her. I'm just going off, you know, how I feel about how the character would play. I just feel like Sandru has a better strong attack kit. She does give less super pots, but she does give more droplets. So, you know, there's a give and take. So it's kind of up to you. They're both very, very good. Same thing as Tensa. Like, these two characters generally weren't even needed. Like, if you have Tensa, you're perfectly fine. I just think that they're better overall. So, yeah, that is it for speed. You know, let me know. Still think Kenny's number 1. Owetsu is, like, right there. Yatru is still behind. And then these 4, you know, they can fight for their life for all I care. Top 3, though, I think is there. On to the next attribute. Alright, so the Mind attribute has 3 characters. 1 Resurrection, 2 new characters with Candace and Christmas Retsu. 1,000-year Blood War Retsu, apparently. So we're going to be going over Izuru first. Obviously, BBS is goated. It's cooking now. Let's go. And I'm not going to lie. I don't think this guy got anything, like, insane outside of, like, just his soul trait. Like, for an ad character, sure. But, like, you know, you're not going to use him. I will say, he was the most fun out of the 3 that I showcased. I don't think I showcased the other 2. So, I guess... No, I think I showcased them all in one video. I think I showcased them all. I honestly don't remember. I don't care. Either way, he was fun. Basically he ended up picking up... they actually edited this one, so I actually don't even remember what he ended up picking up. But I know he got the normal attack damage of 60%. I know that. I do know that. I believe he got Guard Break as well. I believe. And then I believe he got 50% low stam. They updated it on BBSM, so I actually have no idea what he actually ended up getting. But, you know, he got a pretty good link. He got some damage increase. I want to say he got 50% more low stam. I want to say that's what happened. I'm not seeing much in his innate skills or anything, so I'm just going to say that's probably what it is. He's probably still around, like, mediocre A tier, you know, like, right around here. He's nothing crazy. That's all I can say. Alright, now we have Candace. She is going to be the ranged Captain Killer Plus. A strong attack recharge time minus 14% is her soul trait, and then she has paralysis on all of her strong attacks, including her soul bomb. She has damage to paralyzed enemies of 40%, a debilitator of 5 seconds, devastation of 60%, frenzy plus 2 or plus 3 in guild quest, SP boost, increased status up a chance against soul reapers plus 10%. I saw increase and somehow thought that said increased status on the chance. My bad. Killer effect plus 30 or plus 50 in GQ. Range damage plus 10 or plus 30 in GQ. She has sharpshooter, SP boost of 80%, and then weakened defense. And on top of that, she has the innate skills of Havoc, Paralysis Duration, and Sprinter plus 2. Very weird that they gave her Sprinter plus 2. I think it's just because she's Candace. Like how Yoruichi gets like extra long stride and stuff. Like, I believe the swimsuit Candace also got an extra sprinter. So, yeah. As you can see, there's a skill missing though. Why did she not get Berserker? I don't get it. Like, she's still very good. Like, definitely way better than the, I believe it was Aizen that was like the main one that we were using. Definitely much better, but I don't know if she's better than White. I don't know if she's better than White. I still think she's very good. Like, the Killer Plus is really nice, but, like, overall, like, IT or Limit Break Request, anything like that, or Epic Rate, like, you're never going to use this character. This character's beyond mediocre outside of Guild Quest. In Guild Quest, though, she's very, very good. I will say she's very, very good. I don't remember the time I got, but I know it was much faster than a 5.5 Aizen. I can say that. I'm also debating Rukia and White, I'm not going to lie, but I'll keep Rukia. Same thing for, like, Ishin and Yuha. Like, in Limit Break Request, Ishin is doing so much better than Yuha. Like, I'm not going to lie. That double soul bomb, I don't know. I'm but obviously Guild Quest is still where Yuha reigns. Like, he's just better. It's funny too though, because Ishin does have increased chance, but Yuha just is better, so that's kind of funny. But I'll leave them for now. But like, Ishin is tiptoeing his way up to becoming my personal favorite Mind character, even in Guild Quest, which is kind of funny. But either way, yeah, that's where I'm gonna put Candace. I think she's good. She's definitely better than Yumachika, like, by far. White though, I think he's still really, really good. You could probably argue, you know, she's somewhere in here, you know, if you really wanted to. I just don't think she touches Ishin or Yuha. I just think they're just so much better overall in the game. All right, now we're going on to the Christmas Retsu Unahana. She has a soul trait of damage inflicted at full stamina of 35%. I almost said Berserker. She's a Quincy Killer Plus. She's a range Quincy Killer Plus. She also has an EX move. I believe this is the only one of the characters that we've shown so far. I hope. Otherwise, I forgot. It's basically like a big heal around you that does damage and also applies paralysis, which is pretty cool. Basically like a planted vortex kind of AoE, but it's not like a vortex. It has like that same radius, like a big dome around you. And then she has paralysis on all of her strong attacks, including her Soul Bomb, which her Soul Bomb also has a barrier, which I think is really cool. I think that's really neat. Innate skill, Spiritual +1, Havoc of 20%, and the Sharpshooter. She has a strong attack recharge time of 12%. Full stand boost of 55% in total, including her soul trait of 35. She has weaken resistance, Frenzy +2 outside of GQ, and then Frenzy +3 in GQ. This wording, I hate it. I don't know why. Bombardment +1, Debilitator of 5 seconds, increased status summon chance against Quincy's, increase range damage +10, and then increase range damage +30 in Guild Quest. Weaken defense, increased killer effect or +30 in GQ, or increased killer effect +30, and then increased killer effect in GQ +50, and then an SP boost of 80%. And as you can see, I didn't say one thing, no Berserker, but I think the thing that saves her, one of my comments actually said this when I was saying that Retsu just feels so much more consistent and like better than the characters that didn't have Berserker, like Candace or Basby or Bambietta, which also I forgot to mention that Basby does not also have Berserker, which is insane. She has this big full stam bonus, so that just really helps fill out the character, you know, so you don't need a bunch of full stam links. You can just go all the more strong attack damage when you're at full stamina damage links, which I think is really nice. So I think that's basically what saved her, because like she just feels much better than any of the other ones that I've used in Link Slot Trials or Guild Quest. So yeah, as of where I'm gonna put her, I think she's above Candace. Oh, and honestly, I think she's above White because she's more consistent. But then again, you can say, you know, like, oh, she's not in Link Slot Trials, but like in Guild Quest, I think she's still really good. In Guild Quest, or even in Limit Breaker Quest, I don't even use White anymore because there's just better options. And even when he has like most of the rules, he still doesn't feel that great. I just like. I did use Retsu. She got me to 24 stages in the most recent Limit Breaker. Ishin got me like 25. I don't think White can do that in these certain Limit Breaker quests, but obviously it depends on the rules. Like I'm not gonna lie, I kind of hate bringing up Limit Breaker quests because it's all the rules. But you know, you can also do this. Like as you can see, like these 4 characters I think are very interchangeable, to be honest. But I think Retsu is the better one of them. I'm gonna put Rukia above. I think Rukia just overall clears better. Yeah, I think this is what I'm gonna go with. Obviously though, like these 4 characters are very niche. Yumachika, honestly, I'm thinking of bumping down here because we have Rukia to replace him now. So like, why even keep him up here? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm kicking Yumachika out. I hate Yumachika. Yumachika's SA2 barrage, garbage. Never bring that strong attack back ever again. Just saying. Onto the final attribute. Alright, so for power, we're going to start with a Big Daddy Ryukin. Oh my god, look at him, sheesh, look at that bow, sheesh. Basically, I'm not going to lie, all that matters is the link. Like, genuinely, strong attack recharge time minus 14%, and then strong attack damage inflicted at full stamina plus 20%. Ah, peak, goddamn, Ryukin. That hairstyle though right now, yikes. Honestly, I kind of hope we get a new Ryukin just for the new updated model, because this model is yikes. But, I mean, if we don't, oh well, I don't really care. But basically, all he ended up getting, he got no increased bruiser, no increased strong attack damage, no increased devastation. He got full stam of 20%. He already had nullified rage resistance. He already had havoc. He had no frenzy increase, no weakened defense. He got weakened defense, and then he did get innate skills. He got the innate skills. So guard break, W, and then team party, stamina recovery. That's all he got. So outside of the soul trait, does not matter, to be honest. Honestly, I'll put him like high A. Like, he has no SP boost, only 60% Berserker, you know, no, only Frenzy 1, you know, high A. Like, if you really want to, if you really love Ryukin, I guess you could put him low S. Low S, right next to Big Shinji. But, yeah, that's the best I'm going. Alright, as for Bazby, he is a melee sword per kill. Yeah, melee, right? Yeah, melee sword per killer plus. He has the strong attack recharge time minus 14%. And then he has burn on all of his strong attacks. And then the SA3 trap, which is burn. Also, not gonna lie, the model looks really cool. Also, bro's got them sneakers on. Dang, he's about to ball up. Yeah, innate skills, Sprinter +1, Marauder, Havoc of 20%. The skill is Devastation of 60%. Recharge minus 40%, obviously, you know, his soul trait. Weaken resistance minus 100%. Oh, I just realized I mentioned Bazby earlier, by the way. We haven't even gotten to Bazby. We started with heart, not power. Whoops. Frenzy +2 or +3 in GQ. Debilitator +2 seconds. Increased status summon chance against Soul Reapers. Increased melee damage +10 or +30 in GQ. Damage to burning enemies. Weakened defense. Increased killer effect +30 or +50 in GQ. SP boost of 80%. Can I please stop saying these GQ skills? Oh my god, it's so long-winded. Oh my god, I want to die. Yeah, basically no Berserker on this guy yet again. Why can't, like, I don't get it. Why? It's so dumb. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. Like, what can they remove? Let's see. So, weakened defense, debilitator, frenzy. Honestly, remove the weakened defense. To be honest, weakened defense or devastation potentially, because if he can still one-shot the side enemies without devastation on his soul bomb, because he does have killer plus against them, you could probably just remove that and give him berserker. You know, I don't know. I feel like that should be fairly feasible, but I don't know. Either way, he's a good character. But now where would I put him? I think he's just above these three. Like, also I have. In all my other tier lists, I mentioned why these characters are here. I'm not going to revamp over every single character. I like these three characters. I just think this is how it is overall. Fight me. Yeah, I would say above that because he's not touching Soifon. Also, I'm not going to lie. I think Soifon is better than Future Oak. I think Soifon is better than Future. Because he did just get replaced in his most recent guild quest by a mile. Like, 1-5 Retsu is like fighting a 5-5 Ulk, which is crazy. And then obviously Soifon is just like that. But like, she doesn't have guard break, but like, in the content that's actually difficult, it doesn't even matter. So that's mainly why I'm here. And then I still think Mugetsu is just that guy. Like, he can be used in any Limit Breaker quest that's a hollow one. You know, he's one of the fastest in Linkshot Trials, and he's absolutely insane in Guild Quest. I think Soifon outscores him in Guild Quest, but overall, like, he's still absolutely insane. And he overall supports any team because of his soul trait. So, yeah. But yeah, I think Bazby. Yeah. I mean, maybe you could say he's better than Oak. Maybe. I don't actually have him, so if you guys think he's better than Oak, you know, let me know. But I don't have him, so I can't actually, like, use him. I can't get my own thoughts. So if you guys know, you know, let me know. Anjanemu, she's a Nad character. I'm pretty sure she's just going to go up, like, right up here, probably. But let's go over her skills real quick. Alright, Big Nemu, Christmas Nemu, is a ranged Quincy killer with a normal attack damage soul trait of 35%. She has an SA2 boost and a barrier, and I believe it also heals? I believe? Or... no, it's not a heal, it's just a boost, a shield. My bad. She has the gauge effect of Bruiser by 100% and Flurry +1 whenever she procs gauge, which is insane. And 8 skills of Sprinter +1. She has long reach of 20%, decreased Quincy damage by 20%. The skill is start gauge +70%, and then increased normal attack damage of 85%. So she has, you know, 50%, or yeah, 50%, and then 35% from the soul trait. Reduced strong attack cooldown minus 12%. Complete status immunity, thank God. Gauge rampage, flurry +1. She has the enhancer, poise, multi-barrier +2, sharpshooter, and booster. So she gives you the attack, focus, and defense of 43%. So absolutely very, very good normal attack damage character. If you want to rank her higher, you can. I don't think she's SS tier, obviously, like Aizen, because she doesn't have the attack boost, so I don't think she's up there. So I would say she's here. Would she be above these? I don't know. Like, I think she's really good. I think she's really good. I just don't know if her just being a side is better than these ones. Because, like, Aizen, you can use as, like, a main, practically, because of his attack boost with his gauge. Or just his proccing for his attack boost on top of his gauge. But, you know, let me know down below how you guys feel about Nimue. Like, I think she's really, really good. I just don't know if she's better than these characters. Like, she could be. She could be. Because, like, Lily Barrow, like, we only use him in Link Shot Trials. So, like, I think I can definitely move him down. Definitely can move down Ichigo because he's, like, he's only droplets. And, like, because Lily Barrow's, like, in Link Shot Trials, but he's not an actual farmer. So, I could definitely see moving him down. And Misaki's still a main. I know that she can be replaced by Kenpachi. But, like, I still think she's good. Like, in terms of, like, the power attribute, you know? Yeah, maybe this. Maybe this. Maybe this. Also, I'm really wanting to move down. Do I move down these three? I think it's time. I do think it should be time because I saw a bunch of people, you know, saying that these characters should be moved down. So maybe we just do this. Also, it clears it up a little bit because I'm not gonna lie, all these characters in SS, like, this is crazy. I'm so maybe I move Macy down too because, like, she got replaced in her guild quest. I did that to 7th anniversary Ichigo. I think it's only fair. Uryu is still an absolute monster in Limit Breaker quest though, at least, but, like, maybe we move him down. I'll give it one more month. Let me know if you want me to move down Uryu. I'm gonna move down Macy. I think I was just I just like the character too much, so that's why I didn't want to drop her down. I still think she's an absolutely exceptional character. I still like using her in guild quests, even though I do have Shinji. She's still really fun. I love her animations and whatnot, but I do think that once there gets too many characters, I think that, you know, it's like, okay, well, compared to this character, this absolute these two monsters in the game, she's nowhere close, you know? Same thing with it. Like, this is getting bloated. This is getting bloated. I really want to do it. I really want to do it. I might just do it. I might just do it because I don't think they're SS anymore. Like, I think they're very good, but I don't think they're SS anymore compared to Gremmy, Giselle, Shinji. I almost said Toshiro. That's, like, and I think this is fine. Like, all of these characters besides Bruno literally, like, released within the last year, which is crazy. Yeah, I think that's it. I shaved quite a few of them down. Let me know down below what you guys think. This is a huge video. Oh my goodness, I hope I can cut out a lot. But yeah, this is the final rankings. You know, let me know down below what you guys think. Maybe I moved down Uryu. I don't know. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys have an absolutely amazing day. And take care. And peace out.